Hi everyone, it's Nat here. Hope you're doing well. I am on with, I think it's the last week of the Show Us How You Organise. So Friday's prompts this time were lace, ribbons, buttons and fabric. So this is an open collaboration that's hosted by the lovely Sherry at Turquoise Dreamin' and Susan from Susan Hiles Art. I've linked them below so you can see the details for this collaboration on their videos, plus the other participants. So I thought I'd start with my buttons. Now in front of me I have the last lot of buttons that I found at the secondhand shops and a few that have just been around the place or I've been gifted. I think I was gifted these ones. Might have been back, I'm not sure. I have so much stuff everywhere, I can't remember where I get anything from anymore. So yes, they'll be going away. So what I thought I'd do is I just got to sort out these buttons. I usually sort them by colours or type, depending. So what I will do is spend a bit of time doing that, and then I'll come back and show you how I store them. So as you can see, I've sorted the buttons into groups, mostly colours, and then I've got glass sort of ones, plastic ones, clear ones I should say, ones that are very decorative and metal, my wooden ones, yeah, just in groups like that. So I have my buttons stored like most people do in jars and tubs. Now initially I started with jars, but I am clumsy and I worry about breaking them. Also they're a lot heavier for the shelves I have, which are quite cheap and lightweight. So I'm trying to bit by bit get rid of the glass so much and use plastic. Anyway, these look like they're green. So while I've got that jar, we'll put the green ones away. It's so pretty seeing the jars and tubs of buttons up on the shelves in a craft room. Got quite a nice collection now, so I must get using them. Say that about everything. So this looks like black. So I got a set of these. Well, I've probably got two sets of them. I'm not sure how many come in a set. They were from a shop here that's called Browse In and Save. And I find them really handy. The only thing is sometimes the lids can be a bit hard to get on, but otherwise they're great for putting my buttons in. So that is my preferred container because I know it's not going to smash if I drop it. So they're my black ones. Now this is like oranges and reds. I think I've got another one for reds. So I know I've got one that's definitely red sitting there. I think I will put, I have trouble sometimes with what's pink and what's orange. They almost look pink. I do have some pink ones here. And a lot of these jars are just your recycled ones from various spreads and that sort of thing. Yeah, they can go in there. I might put that one into, it's got a pink middle. And that's not the right lid. Put the lid on the orange ones. I think I started with littler jars and then I upgrade as I get too many buttons to fit in. These are brown ones, I think. Actually, I think these are the ones that are sort of brownish. I do have this that's full of those particular, they're all the same, brown clearish ones, translucent ones that I got recently quite cheap. Put them to the side. These are my brown ones. But as you can see, that's getting full, and this has sort of browny yellow, not quite brown. I think, yeah, the sort of grey brown ones and that, which I probably have a few of here. Just a bit different. These are definitely brown and will fit in the brown one. looks like I have to use some of my brown buttons. Great for your nature themed journals. That's why I don't mind having a lot of brown ones. So the rest of those can all go in there for now. Now I won't show you the shelves they're gone because you'll see that when I do the tour soon, but I do have other containers to show you, so a bit of eye candy. These came in this pack. I think they were from Spotlight. You can get your dyed buttons that are all the same colour, so I just leave them in that pack. Then we've got grey here. This was such a nice lot of buttons that I got from this particular store a while back. Some really nice decorative ones. I usually don't get them because they tend to put 4 in a bag and charge you $5 or something, and I won't pay that. So now I've got purples, which I don't think I had any of. I've got blues. I'm at the stage where my jars are getting pretty full, so I must start using. And then in the last two of these tubs I've got, these are sort of solid whites and creams, and these are more sort of translucent somewhat whites and creams. But I think I have another place where I put a whole lot of these too, because you get so many of them in the end. So what I might do is put, I haven't really sorted these properly yet. I don't want to be too fussy here, so that goes over there. I think most of these are semi-translucent ones. Yeah. So I think, oh, I've got these ones, they're nice and wide. I thought I'd leave them on the little packet. It's definitely vintage. That can just go in like that. As can they. They're like rectangle buttons. So I thought I'd keep them in a little packet. And I think all of these can just go in here for now. Got these ones. I think I might find another spot for these. And these big ones can just sit in the top there. Alright, so I'm just going to take all of these back and then I'll bring over some more of my tubs. So next I have these jars. Now I'm pretty sure that these 3 lots are still in the jars that I bought them in. And these were a really good find. I got them very cheap, and they're metal buttons. So these are like gold or brass looking ones. Then we've got these silver looking ones with a star on there. And then I got these. They're almost like lead buttons or something. They're really cool. Thought these will all be great for your steampunk and different styles. And these are a lot more metal buttons that I sorted from all the other buttons that I have. Nice and vintage a lot of these are, so I've just put them into this jar. And then of course I have a tin with buttons in. I think most girls have had one of these in their lifetime, and I'm sure it was probably passed from a grandmother to a mother to a daughter, and we'll probably go to my daughter one day. Not sure if this is the original tin or not, but, and it's full of more of these see-through. I should probably take the ones out of the jar that I've got them in and put them in here, and then that will save me another jar. Might do that. That would make sense. But they're your see-through buttons, whatever I called them before. You know the ones. So, I'm thinking I might just stick these in there for now too, although these should probably go in a bag so they're kept all together. I might just grab that other jar. And now I've just realised I must label these because I've just realised what this jar was, and it's all your buttons that are see-through on the top but then have the solid white or the speckled white on the bottom. I sat there one day sorting them all out from here, and now I've gone and messed them up. So that's what they are. Let's just take that out and these out. So they will go in there. Just get some of these ones back out again. See, like these have a solid colour on the bottom, these oblong ones, and then they're clear on the top, so they'll stay in there. But they won't. Because I'm very particular. And then you get those speckled ones. See if I can find one of them to show you. Here's one. Don't know how well you can see, but it's got those speckles in it, and it's solid white, and then on top it's sort of clear. So I do want to keep them separate. So that will do. They're quite similar. And these ones for now will go in there. They can go in there. Might need another jar sometime for these ones, but for now they can fit in there. Or else we will be here forever. Now I've just found a little bag. I think there's a bead in there. We'll get him out. And we'll put these in there to keep them together since they're such a lovely set. They can go in there. Okay, so that is all my jars of buttons. Now I do have 2 more containers that have buttons in. Yes, I know, I've got heaps of buttons. So the next container I have for my buttons is this. It's a tea holder. So you can see it's got tea written there. Might have been my daughter's and she left it here like she does everything else. And this is great for storing buttons and, well, anything in really. There's a pin up there though, I don't know why that's there. And it needs a bit of a dust. So I can open the lid on that. I might just stick a jar under it so the hinges don't get tired. So in here I have, it looks like I have some of my glass or plastic, they look like glass buttons, and your pretty colourful ones. I like having them separate rather than sorting them into colours because they're all sort of similar. I think they're great for your little golden books, so I've kept them style of buttons in here. Ones with shapes, flowers and love hearts and that sort of thing. Again, for the little golden books, so they're easy for me to find. Same with these more sort of pastel colours. I have these brown ones. Don't know why, but I have these brown ones. And then ones with ladybirds. I think these are all fabric covered buttons. And I did find a couple of fabric covered ones here. So I'll put them in here. It looks like I've got fabric covered ones there too. Don't think it matters which one I put them in for now. So and then these with the upholstery fabric off of a couch or something. That's what they look like, but they're probably from an old woolen jacket. And then in the front here I have my wooden buttons, which I have a few. So your butterflies, they look like sunflower ones, these beautiful ones. These big ones, they're not wooden, but they're different. So I just thought I'd put them in there. So that sort of thing. It makes it a lot easier to find those ones when I want them. So what I'll do is put this stamp looking one in here with the other stamp ones. Now we've got a butterfly. We're going to have to do a little pocket for butterfly ones sometime. Because I've got all these wooden ones now. Might just put them all in here. So that is that container. Oh, I had glass ones in there, didn't I? Hang on. So these are just great display pieces as well. So I have them sitting on top of a set of drawers. So I can just look in the top and see what's in them. But yeah, I have these ones so they can go in there. And that one. Look at that beautiful one. I think that's it. I mean, they'd look good loose in here as well, but if I have a whole heap of these to fit in there, then I would have them loose, but I might find some other style buttons that I need to store in here, so it's handy having them in their packets for now. And the next storage piece is very similar. It's just one of these, which probably I should paint one day. I'm a bit slack or cover in something, but for now it's just the raw wood and dusty, so I need to do some dusting in here before I do my tour. So this is more mainly metal buttons, decorative ones. So I just love these styles of buttons. So I've got like your pearl, well, they're pearl coloured. Some of them just have cream bits in the middle or whatever, but they're sort of similar style. So I put those all together. Trying to remember what I've got. I have no idea. I've got some cufflinks and collar, not cufflinks, but collar studs, apparently. And button covers, things like that. In this section, I've just got to check. Yeah, you can see just. And you can see all four, yep, goody. And this one, it's sort of roundish metal buttons and smooth surfaced metal buttons. Did I get any of those in this lot? It's not very smooth. I'm going to put it in there anyway, because I can. So there's another one. Even that one can go in there. Then I've got ones with black metal around the outside. I'll put this one in there. And it has different colours. So I've got red ones and nice blue ones, which I love. So that sort of thing. Don't think I've got any more like that to go in there. These are just random. This one feels like lead. Random big metal buttons. These beautiful ones. Don't think I've got any more like that. Found another glass one though. These are like brass looking ones. And more sort of brass looking ones, big ones. So gold looking ones. I love these ones too. Lots of fun. And silver decorative ones. I've got a big mishmash of them there, like jeans buttons. And bigger ones like that. silver ones over here. They're all just different silver ones, different gold ones. These are random bits. That's a smooth one, can go in without other smooth ones. I think all of these should go elsewhere because we probably need this room. And those beautiful, beautiful ones, they can go in this front pocket. That leaves us a bit more room in the back for, I love these ones. Put them in there. I might just put them all in these two, and we can sort them out in the future if we want a bit more. Gold one. Put that set in there. I think I had these sort of pearl-like ones elsewhere, but I might put them in here and then find the other ones sometime. Although we've got similar ones in there, but I might put them in there for now, keep them all together. So I've just got these left, which obviously should have gone in some of my colour packs, and these ones can go with my glass ones in the other, in my tea holder. So that is it for the buttons. I do have another little packet somewhere that has buttons that you can cover. So you'll see them sometime if I ever get around to doing a video on covering some buttons. It's something I've never done before, so I think that would be great fun to do. So next to my ribbon storage, so you can see here I have this compartment store. Now it did cost me $14 at Cheapest Chips here in Australia. But well worth the investment. I did end up getting two of these real long ones, and then I think I have 4 a bit shorter ones. So a bit of an investment, but so very handy, and they fit ribbons and laces and trims and all sorts really, really well. And because they've got the dividers, you can divide things into like colours, which is what I've mainly done here. So these are ribbons that are on spools and some just random ribbons. I went through all of my ribbon scraps. I got given a whole heap by the lovely Pam at Just Add Lace. So what I did was go through all my bits and pieces of ribbon, and any that were sort of longer than a page I wound onto cardboard, just scrap cardboard, and used pins to secure them. And then I've just sorted them into colours, sort of. These ones aren't sorted into colours because they're more your chiffon ribbon. So I've kept them all together. So we've got greens and blues, purples, creams, reds and blacks, and all that sort of thing in here. So that is the bulk of my big lots of ribbon. Now it will be a bit dark over here, but I've got these sets of plastic drawers, and this is where I keep ribbon scraps. So they're all your smaller bits of ribbon, and they're all colour coded. So I can just come here if I want a certain colour and grab out whichever bag. And then I think down here is ribbon scraps as well. And this is basically where I can come and just dump and then sort later. So that's my ribbon dump. And then lace-wise, I also have lots of big bits of lace and bits that come off of shirts and that from these shops. So I've decided to sort of bag them up, and I keep them in these drawers. And I've got like your thinner curtain laces, and then I've sort of got thicker laces as well. So this is like pinks and purples. What's down there? Your whites, your curtain laces. So I said, I'm sorry you won't see much, it's night and there's a lot of shadows. But yeah, you get the gist. I've got a few drawers here that's full of that sort of thing. I have another one of these 6-compartment storers, and this is full of my gathered laces. I wanted to keep them separate from my straight laces or flat laces, whatever you call them. So again, they have just been wound around various scrap cardboard and either secured with a pin or with a rubber band. I think I started running out of pins, and some of the ribbons and laces are hard to secure with pins, so therefore I would use a rubber band instead. And generally I've got them sorted into colours: whites, creams, pinks, purples, yellows, because I don't have many yellow, blues and greens. There's a brown there and a brown there, but anyway, sort of sorted. Keep getting more, so they just get shoved in wherever in the end, don't they? Did mention that I had 4 more of these compartment containers, but they're smaller ones, which are really handy. This one has trims. It's got braided trims, different sorts of fringe trims, all that sort of thing. And again, where I could, I've just wrapped them around scrap cardboard. Great use for the end bits of your cereal boxes and that you don't use for other things. And just some cords and twines and that in here as well. Now this one I have labelled cords and twine. So, but it's sort of a lot of bling really, isn't it? So gold. It's a bit more braid, but it's more your gold stuff. So really boho colours, silvers. Things with bling and glitter. This one's not labelled, so that scares me. Trims. Yeah, just so lots of lovely trims and some of my ribbons, themed ribbons. So I didn't want to put them in colour sorted with the plain ribbons, so I've kept them separate. So there's pineapples and pirate ones and all sorts. Then yeah, just different boho trims and floral trims. I think it's mainly floral here by the looks, in your more boho style there. And then just miscellaneous trim. And then this one, have I labelled this one? No. So this has my rickracs. And I can't remember what you call this stuff, but that stuff. Oh, it's not fishtail. I know there's a funny name for this and I cannot think of it. Someone will tell me. I know they will, because they always do. And I appreciate it. So it's some of this which has another name. And I think Carolyn gave me some of that as well. And then I've got some sort of Hessian ribbon, I suppose you'd call it. Just different styles of, looks like it's mainly Hessian pieces. Some leather strap. That's faux leather strap. I used that to bind a journal once and then realised that it breaks very easy. So maybe for tags it's good, that stuff. And then just different bits and pieces. This has come off of a wedding dress, I'm pretty sure. Twines for tags and that. And then this, which might end up somewhere else because I've got, that should probably be in where I've got my braided ribbons and that. But you start running out of room, don't you? Okay, so it just took me forever to set up a light, so hopefully you'll be able to see into these drawers. So this is a tall boy, I think it's 6 drawer. Yeah, that was my daughter's when she was about 5. So I had to put it together and it is still in one piece. So that's pretty amazing. So this is where I store my laces now, because I put it together and it's so old. I don't want to put anything too heavy in it. So we'll check out the top drawer. Try not to pull the whole thing out. Now you can see this lacy goodness in the top. These are Pam's clutches. Now this is Pam from Just Add Lace. Go check her out. She makes the most beautiful lacy bits and pieces. She made this beautiful book for me as well. I keep it in here because it will just gather dust, but I do have numerous of her projects around my room decorating it and I love it. So in these clutches, what I decided to do is put my appliques. So this has a mix of different appliques in there. And they fit really nicely. These are perfect for storing that sort of thing in. And then in this one, aren't they gorgeous? And these are made out of placemats, these first two. And she covers them. And this has some more appliques. This has floral appliques in there, as you can see. So that keeps them very nice. And then this is the one that she gave me for my birthday this year. And this one, I'm going to put some wedding dress material in. And I know that my special bits and pieces are in these clutches. So just put that back there. Sorry about all the wobbling around. Now over here, I'll just move that book. There's another one of Pam's clutches. That's a new one. That has nothing in at the moment. I'll figure out something to store in there though. Probably some seam binding pieces. So over here is where I start storing some of my laces. I hope. Oh yeah, you should be right. The big UFO light's in my eyes, but that's the other side of the camera. So you can see here I've got black laces. Now, as the same with my ribbons and laces that I showed you before, I just use scrap cardboard and I wrap it around and then use a pin or a rubber band. And I've bought or found in the op shops lots of little containers that I've been able to get really cheap. That way I can just pick them up like this, take them over to my desk and play around with them. So I really like this way of storing them. So this is it all sort of newer? It's mostly your newer style laces. You've got your thicker ones over this side, and then I've got my thinner laces over this side, and then I've got different widths as well. And I love this because you can see all the different types all together, so it's easy to have a look at them together and see which one you want to use. This is in a big one of these tubs, but again I can take this whole thing out if I want to sort them out and use them. And over here we've got my pinks. So again, I've got your thinner style laces and then your thicker ones. This is in a smaller tub. And then we've got sort of greens and different and yellows and different colours here. Blues. And there's the thicker ones there. A real thick one there. Over there are more your vintage style crocheted and thicker laces and pieces. And in the middle there I've got some smocking that I found, which I love, and some sort of eyelet lace. Then over here we have, now you call it broderie anglaise, I think, eyelet lace stuff, so I've got a tray full of that. And down here we have some random bits that don't fit elsewhere. That's just a, I should show you, shouldn't I? That's just a topper that I want to keep. It's a frame that I want to keep at the top of the journal. Just some bits and pieces. And there's some odd bits that I have to sort, no doubt. Then I've got your different coloured sort of thicker laces. Then here, I think this is sort of vintage laces again. And they're thinner ones, like above that in the other drawer we had that thicker sort of vintage ones. These are your thinner style laces. Next drawer down, we actually have a bit of room. I have these clips that I found. So I might try and use them for something. And I think they're braces at the back. I have some sewing stuff that I've just done to look like buckles. They'll probably go elsewhere. I'll sort that out sometime. I have some more of your broderie anglaise or whatever you call it. And some more smocked stuff. But they're big bits. This is some vintage elastics. It's different coloured lace. I'm not sure whether that's elasticated or what. And then these are like curtain bits for curtain. I was looking for these because I've put them somewhere else now. I'll have to get the ones I put elsewhere and put them in here. Just different bits of lace and whatever you call this stuff. And then over here we have, that looks like my gathered laces, but they're bigger bits that wouldn't fit in the tub that I had with all my smaller gathered laces. And then this final drawer is my bolts. But I've sort of tried to keep them in tight. And most of these are your vintage laces too. So now I've shown you how I store my laces and my ribbons and my buttons. I hope you've got some good ideas out of that. It's all a bit of a mess. I have stuff everywhere. Although, for me, it's pretty tidy at the moment, but it's still a work in progress, that's for sure. But I do love the new setup with my laces. I did used to have all of the ones you saw in the drawers that I've wound onto the cardboard used to all be in one of the tubs that I showed you, like my gathered laces. So when I wanted to use them, I'd have to grab that whole big organiser down with the compartments in it. And of course, if I'm filming, I can't fit it on the desk. So having them in them little containers makes it a lot easier if I'm filming just to grab the one container of the colours that I want and put it next to me. So I'm really, really happy with the organisation in that tall boy. So I think that I'll be leaving that the way it is. So thank you very much for joining me. I don't think I'll actually show my fabric organisation due to the fact that it wasn't long ago that I did show it. And if I remember, I'll link it down below so you can have a look. And I'll also be showing my fabric cupboard when I do my tour, which hopefully I'll be ready to do in the next week, all going well. So take care of yourselves. I'd like to thank Sherry and Susan for this awesome collaboration. I've had heaps of fun with it and heaps of fun watching the other participants. So be good and I'll see you soon. Bye.